Hello, Growth Vegan here, back with another episode of Kerbal Space Program Season 4. As you can see, I think I've got everything fully upgraded now to the only thing that I lacked was the research station. And I got it full. Oh, here's the administrative center. We'll go ahead and upgrade it all the way. Why not? There we go. Even though I'm not actually using any strategies. Maybe I should. Let's see. Takes 5% of reputation gains and yields funds for each reputation. Yeah, let's do that. Let's increase the commitment, though. Let's set up... It takes 20% of reputation gains. Yes. No refunds. Yes, I want that. Thank you. Alright. Reputation is... We get that easily. Alright, so... what are we going to do this episode? Well, I think we're going to go to the moon. I have a couple of interesting missions. Oh, look at this. Got all kinds of stuff going on here. I got a lot of missions here. One of them is rescue Asbert from the orbit of the moon. I may or may not do that. I'm not sure. We do have a thing to plant a flag on the moon. We don't have a mission to do a moon orbital station. But we do have a mission to do a surface outpost on the moon that can support at least 5 Kerbals. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I think instead we're going to do something similar to what we did with Minmus, in that we take a nice station up there that can then... station part can then act as a launch pad for other missions. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a Kerbal up there. Let's take someone that's never been to the moon, like, oh, I don't know, Asdus. She hasn't been to the moon. And we're going to take her up there, and we will bring... I don't have any more engineers, do I? Oh, Bill. We don't need an engineer right this second, I don't think. I was going to say we could take an engineer and help them add on to the station, but I think we're pretty good as it is. I'm going to replace this little rocket, though, with a little landing can. And we're going to use this as, like, we'll bring this back up and refuel. We're going to leave this attached for now. Once we get up into orbit, we'll leave this module attached, and we can use whatever fuel it has left to get us where we need to go. So... I know it says we don't have a lot of Delta V left. Sure. This was really meant to just get us into orbit of Kerbin. So we may have to do something different there. But I'm going to go ahead and change this up just a little. I'm going to take off this whole entire thing here. We are going to add on a docking port. Even though it will be big and ugly, we're going to add the big one. And we're going to add on the Probodobodine, so that don't need a pilot. So I'm going to add that on there. We are going to add a lander can. The small one. How about that? Yes. And this does not have a reaction wheel, correct? Yeah, it does have a reaction wheel. Good. Alright. So it will be able to fly down. We will need communications for it. And so let's add that on right here. We will need some power generation. So let's grab a couple of these little gents. Like so. And then we'll need a battery. We'll put the big battery on there, and let's go ahead and add the auto stretch for that. We will need some fuel for this guy, so let's add the small fuel tank like so. I don't know if that'll be enough. Let's go up to the next one here, and then a nice little engine. How about a Terrier? Boop. And then we'll, you know, I know we probably need that much fuel, but good God, it's ugly. So let's just go a little smaller. go a little smaller, and we're gonna change the look of it to look like that. Alright, there we go. And then we're gonna put some landing legs on here, and that should be it. Sometimes I use 3 legs, but it's always a mistake. I always regret it. Sometimes it looks cooler, but it's just never as stable as you want it to be. Alright, so we got a battery, we got solar panels, we've got... I think this battery's overkill. We don't need that much battery power. Not for this little thing. And it's going to be add a lot of weight. So let's just add these small batteries. Just add them down here. Just like so. There we go. Okay, do we need RCS? Probably. So let's go ahead and grab some of those for the redocking. Make sure we're not blocking any doors. Nope, we are not. Let's add in some nice RCS canisters. Let's add them down here. And then we're going to get you up there. And then move you in, like so. There we go. And then rotate you, something like that. I don't know, how's that look? Can we just squeeze it in just a little more? There we go. Look at that. That looks good. I like that. Okay. Alright, so we got solar panels, we got batteries, we've got a reaction wheel, we've got RCS, we've got the fuel for an RCS. I think that should do it. I think that should do it. We should be able to get what we need from there. I'm going to put a better antenna on this thing so that it can communicate more reliably here. Okay. And this is going to be the DVS Mun Orbital Station. Okay. So, this is what we're taking to the moon. I might add just a little bit of thrust down here to this guy. Add a little asparagus staging on here, perhaps. Probably should. Let's do 2 and 4. There we go. Alright, so let's take this off. Ah! That's not what I wanted. I have to add these 2 guys and separate them up. 2 and 4. Alright. What happened? I thought I'd separated those up. There we go. 2 and 4. Okay. Oh, jeez. You know what? This will get us to the moon. I believe in me. I believe in my abilities for $51.99 to get us to the moon and get in orbit. Why? Because I just know I can do it. I can do it. It's gonna be tight, yes, but I mean, we should put a little bit of insurance in there, right? I mean, let's add one more fuel canister here. For the lower stage. There we go. That makes me feel a little more comfortable. Alright. Let's just add 2 of these instead of what we did have. There we go. Like so. And auto struts are on. Okay, good. And then I want 2 more of these over here, but instead of these guys, we're gonna put on some. No, that's too much thrust. Let's put on some liquid fuel rockets here. Let's put on these guys. go. If I can get them attached to the actual manifold. There we go. I feel like this thing is like the hardest one to get attached to. It is the hardest one to get attached to. Alright. And let's put on a nice something. Nice Reliance. It's too little. How about Bobcat? There we go. Bobcat, are you the best for this? Yes, you are. This gift's too big, right? Yep, okay. So we got the Bobcat on there. We got those guys. Let's we're gonna need some fuel ducts to connect from him to him. Oop. How about from him to him? How about that? Ho ho ho! I like them apples. And we will need aerodynamics. Some nice nose cones. There you go. And we are done. 6125, not bad. Alright, so which one's going to run out of fuel first, you think? Probably the liquid fuel. Probably the liquid fuel. Let's add them as first in here. And that should do it. Alright, let's get cracking. Oh, I just summoned the Kraken accidentally. Holy boy. Alright, ready for launch in 3, 2, 1, launch. On our way to the moon. Here we go. Look at her go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it looks like the solid rocket fuel is going to be going out first. So let's just move that down. There, okay. So let's start angling out for our gravity turn here. And it's actually going to be pretty close between the solid rocket fuel and the liquid fuel. But I think it'll be fine. Should be able to get us into atmo. Into orbit, no problem. Alright, we are now going to finalize our orbit here. Got a little bit of fuel left in our lower stage here, and then we should be able to finalize with our upper stage, and worked out just about perfectly here. Just about perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to dump our fairing here and do our final orbital burn. Let's go ahead and deploy our solar panels and get ready to do our orbital insertion burn here, and ready for burn now. So once we get into orbit here, we can then begin our journey to the moon. Should take us a couple days, or is it a couple hours? I can't remember. Is it days or hours? Don't recall. It's been so long since I've been to the moon. Oh boy. There we go. Let's just get this thing going here. Hopefully I gave myself enough leeway on my apoapsis to get into orbit here. Oh yeah. Plenty. Okay. Plenty of Delta V. And we'll just keep this rocket attached to this station for now. When we get ready to do some additions to the station, like another habitat module or a power generation module or something, we can attach this and land it on the moon, or crash it, or send it back to Kerbal and let it crash, or whatever we want to do. It'll probably have plenty of fuel left though. We'll use it as kind of a rudimentary refueling station for now. Alright, so set the moon as our target, and let's see here. Let's see if we can set a maneuver node right here to intersect with the moon. Should be about 800 or so to get an intersection. There we go. Let's focus the view. Let's see if we can get her in there pretty close. Closer than 1.5 million at least. Alright, so let's just dial this in. Bring her on in. Oops. Let's just bring her on in there. There we go. We could get about in the same orbit as the lander, but I think we'll just come in about 250 here. About 250 should be good. Use a little bit of extra fuel to get us where we want. There we go. It's about 90 degrees. It looks like it's a little skewed, but see if we can clean that up just a little. There we go. That'll do. Let's just get that cleaned up just a little bit. There we go. Now, nice 90 degrees should be relatively easy to get. Okay. So, we are ready to do our burn in 27 minutes. That means we got to do an orbit. So, we're going to go ahead and zip around. And then we will burn towards the moon. Asdus is well on her way to the moon. Maybe it's French. Asdou. Oh. Okay, here we go. And ready for burn now. Beautiful. Beautiful plume. We need to do more things with the moon. The moon's a fun body. A little bit of gravity, quite a bit more gravity than Minmus actually, and so it makes it a little more challenging. But you don't have quite as much like bouncing and weirdness on the moon as you do on Minmus, I've found. So, I mean, you do have some, of course, but it is Kerbal after all. Physics is not perfect. The physics is not perfect. Got that cracking. He's always waiting. Always waiting. Alright. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we ended up with. Yeah, it's not bad. 286. Alright. Let's see if we can just bump her in just a little. Ah, it's fine. We can adjust it once we get there. If we really want to. I'm not super invested in adjusting it, but let's see. Let's see what we can get here. Nope, wrong way. Let's go radial in. See, we've got some surface observations we're gonna have to do, and I thought it might be fun to send that that lander down to all the different surface stations, collecting all the different science. And eventually we'll get us a nice science module up here. I should have put that on straight away, but I didn't. And the science module can start investing. Let's go down to about 200 actually. That'll be a lot better. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we'll go ahead and warp up to here. And say goodbye to Kerbal. Whee! Bye-bye, Kerbal. Bye-bye. And hello to the moon. That's a couple hours away. Alright. Only a couple hours away. We're going to go ahead and get ready to do our orbital insertion of the moon here. Should be probably about 200, 300, something like that. Delta V. And then we can get ready to send down Asdu to our first observation here. Alright. Yeah, so the original lander is still in orbit of the moon. It might be fun at some point to bring it back home. I can bring it back to Kerbal. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? We could put some parachutes on it and a heat shield. Oh yeah, that sounds like kind of a fun little thing. Okay, we got our first station in the orbit of the moon. We do have 1523 Delta V, so that's pretty good, actually. Pretty good. So let's get her to transfer up to the landing can. And, oops, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready to do our first landing here. Whew, that's gonna cost some fuel. Okay, but that's alright. We can do it. The Uman's Surprise Gamma. Altitude on the surface. Okay. So, this is actually a station, so we need to change this thing to a station. There we go. Accept that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and detach this. Decouple the node. Alright. And then she's going to get ready to do her burn here. So let's just get away from him. There we go. And we will extend our solar panels. I did not put them on an action group, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and do that right quick. I love this new addition here. Love it. It's like the best thing ever. It's the best thing they ever added to the game. Okay. So now we are ready to see if we can get in the position to do that burn there. Okay, so let's go to our apoapsis. Add a maneuver. This is going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. Bring this in. There we go. So bring that in, just like that. I'm assuming that I'll be able to time it correctly so that it will pass under there at some point. I'm trying to just get us a nice polar orbit. Okay. There we go. But I don't want to crash into the planet. Thank you. Okay, how about that? 481 Delta V. Is that I only have 237 fuel in this thing? Oh, it stole fuel from the god thing. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and refuel. Alright, well that's fine. Let's set this as our target. Boop. Okay. So we're gonna get to do a rendezvous around the moon. Our first rendezvous. Alright. Let's just go on. We're zipping in. Normally I would go in a lot slower than that. But you know. It is what it is. We're just gonna zip right in here. Let's just slow down a little. We don't want to wreck the thing. Don't want to wreck the thing. Alright. We're gonna steal some fuel. Oh man, that's hilarious. But this may not have enough fuel to get back up. Even fully fueled. Even fully fueled. May not have enough fuel. Uh-oh, that's not good. There we go. Alright, so now let's refuel this. I can't believe it stole fuel from that. That's hilarious. Alright. In. Let's fill her up. Fill up the tanks. It was about halfway, so what? 800 Delta V is all I'm going to have? It's probably not going to be enough. Probably not going to be enough. Alright, so now we're fully fueled. I should have put some like little Oscar tanks on there. Looks like it's a job for an engineer to come improve this lander. Okay, now what we got? 708. That's what I was thinking. Okay. So, may not be able to do this observation with this lander can. We'll be lucky if we can land and take back off again, actually. So let's go up to the apoapsis. And let's do a retrograde burn. Okay. Let's just get out of the line of the station. Alright. We're going to bring her on in. Asbert's heap. We could rendezvous with him and what? Do what? I don't know. Pick him up. And we already got a Kerbal on this ship. Yeah, well, we could bring him back. Now we're going down to the moon. We're going down to the moon. Whoop. Not what we've already done here. Let's go up to about, oops, right there. Okay. Are we ready? I think we're ready. We're going to go ahead and put down our landing gear and deploy our solar stuff. And let's go around to our periapsis and we're going to pick a landing spot. We're going to land and pick up some science, go back. We're not going to send the science to Kerbal. We're going to start collecting it. And then we're going to see if we can get enough science gathered up that we eventually will be able to do something. Alright, here we go. There we go. What are we landing? Midlands. Do we have science in the Midlands already? I don't know. We've got this for science going, so it takes all of our science automatically. Doesn't look like we have any science so far, so let's just go ahead and get ready for our suicide burn at 7865. Okay. 7865. She's going to be able to land on the moon, plant a flag on the moon. So that should be good. Alright. Are we ready to do our burn, man? This is gonna be tricky. Ready? 7865. We're not gonna have enough fuel to get back. I'll tell you that right now. Not gonna have enough fuel to get back. It's like a rescue mission for Asdis. Looks like a rescue mission for her. Man, I might not even have enough to land. We're gonna hit pretty hard. Eesh. Egads. Not looking good. Not looking good, Asdis. Not looking good. Yeah, this is gonna be a disaster. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I quick saved it beforehand, so it should be fine. So we're definitely gonna have to bring up an engineer and add on some additional fuel to this thing. This is too heavy to have that little fuel, so I meant to take it off and make it the primary so I could see how much fuel I had, but uh-oh, we're out of fuel. Oh, Asdis, you're trapped. Bring in those solar panels. You might be able to actually survive this. Oh, we lost our rocket engine. Ugh, come on. Come on. Let's see if I can. There we go. Why am I messing with that? I got RCS. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. Perfect landing. Perfect landing. Oh, she's sliding down the slope here. What science have you gathered? You got a little bit of science. What'd you get? The moon's highlands. Great. Crew report. Alright. Okay. She's got EVA and a surface sample. Great. Okay, that for science is pretty useful. Okay, I'm gonna let that thing scoot on down wherever it's going. She is going to go ahead and plant a flag. Crash landing at the moon. It will be a rescue mission. Alright, so this is the crash moon landing number 2. This is the second landing, right? Crash site. As do needs rescue. Alright. Beautiful. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, throw me some likes and leave me some comments. And as always, subscribe to my channel. What is happening over there? Why is it doing that? It's hilarious. Oh, Kerbal, I should say. Kerbal Space Program, the game of many funny things. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. We will we'll bring an addition to the station, and we will also bring in a new lander that is a little more robust, perhaps a little more fuel, and probably another Kerbal, an engineer like Bill, and maybe some more parts, and I don't know what else. Lots of things. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Kerbal's waiting by the window, vaguely looking down at their saw, and hoping possibly Jebediah will come home with some raw from Inmus or the moon. Maybe he'll come home soon. Was never what it once was, shouldn't really fly anymore. Either as if an answer with a sound like blowing up your ears. Ship crashes through